in a land far away, in a time when this man ruled the world, and this man did not. A battle was fought. Two mighty opponents were destined to clash. A conflict between the old and the new, the safe and the risky, the physical and the digital. Unbeknownst to many, this competition still rages on to this day.
Excuse me. Can you turn the drama down a little? Thank you. Crikey, you would have thought you were in the next 300 movie. Hi everyone. I'm the poorly drawn representation of Group 5, and I'm here to talk to you about Amazon and BNN. And no, I'm not talking about the bickies here, but the company, Barnes and Noble. Now, unless you have been raised in the former colonies, many of you might not have heard of BNN. The brand is nearly 100 years old and sells pretty much every book published for dirt cheap, from the history and social influence of the potato to oral sadism and the vegetarian personality. This strategy sounds pretty foolproof, right? Well, wrong. For you keen students out there, BNN were using a cost-focused strategy, relying on economies of scale to negotiate greater discounts and superior access to books, and building superstores to house every book under the sun. However, a little ripple, humbly called the World Wide Web, undermined BNN's strategy by opening a whole new market and making books even cheaper and more accessible. This changed the rules of the game forever. And this is where Jeff Bezos and Amazon step in. For once, an innovative idea did not source from the arid and forsaken wasteland of California, but rather snow-capped Washington. Bezos used the connectivity of the web, his proximity to the world's largest book distribution center, and low prices to penetrate the market. This low-cost leadership acquired Amazon, a large piece of the market pie, very quickly. And thus the epic battle surrounding this pie began. And how did BNN respond, you ask? Well, firstly, they capitalized on one of their competitive advantages, the customer experience. People don't go into a bookshop to be hustled around the place by quickly collecting their pre-decided purchase and to be rushed out of the door. We bibliophiles see brick and mortar bookstores as a doorway to a magical world where books cover every shelf and the air is saturated with their musky smell and the crisp crackle of their pages. We enjoy looking for obscure classics, which BNN pride themselves on exclusively publishing. We love meeting our authors, participating in book groups, and sharing the stories which defined and inspired us with our children. Fine, I'm a bit of a book-obsessed weirdo, but there are still many of us in this world.
There are dozens of us. Dozens!
BNN also threw in a Starbucks, because let's be honest, no one is likely to buy a book on 18th century Finnish regional politics than a hipster on his 4th cup of triple swirl extra decaf pumpkin spice caffeinated latte. So, BNN have got that aspect nailed, right? So what's left? Well, they don't gouge us like some bookstores, which shall remain unnamed, who sell you glossy textbooks for the price of your left kidney and buy them back for, I don't know, like a pack of digestives or something. Come on guys, this is ludicrous. Well, BNN thought so too, and they allow us poor students to rent textbooks and then return them when we are done. Good on you, BNN. BNN also tried to compete with Amazon by providing same-day shipping from their in-stock items on their online platform, which, if you ask me, is pretty damn amazing. Sadly though, their Kindle ripoff called The Nook was pretty much as successful as a lead balloon. These new feature success can be evaluated using the BCG matrix, while Bowman's strategy clock highlights their positioning between hybrid and differentiation. Overall, we notice a change from a cost focus to differentiation focused strategy. Amazon have also pursued this strategy and big developments have subsequently taken place. Unless you've been living under a rock with no Wi-Fi for the past 10 years, you obviously know that Amazon don't just sell books anymore. For example, I can now buy all my makeup, tools, online, which avoids me doing any DIY shopping and looking like a total noob. Additionally, they launched Amazon Marketplace, which allows me to list anything I have to sell directly on their website. Which is fantastic. Thank you, Amazon. I can now resell my kidney worth of textbooks for at least 2 packs of digestives. Finally, I am sure many of you have started shopping on Amazon for a single item and ended up with a basket as full as a hoarder's attic. This is because of Amazon's frequently bought together option and recommendations lists. Please heed my warnings. Do not trust these lists. They are temptation personified. If Satan had a one-night stand with Santa, these terrible temptresses would be their demonic offspring. For the sake of your wallet, stay away. Finally, platforms such as Twitch and Amazon Web Services have merged into the massive being which is Amazon, overall providing the company with a diversified portfolio in different stages of market maturity and share. Now, although the future is dark and full of terrors for many of us, B&N have it all sorted out. They're going to continue focusing on their customer experience both in-store and online by investing into more efficient search technology, which makes a lot of sense. They're also considering selling complementary items, but let's be honest, I'm not going to go to a bookstore for a cookery book and buy a spatula at the same time. This idea doesn't make much sense to me. However, let's be honest, mates. All of this pales in comparison to what's up Amazon Future's sleeve. The technology they are developing is frankly amazing, from algorithms which anticipate what you're going to buy to building robots in their sortation centers. I know this sounds like some sci-fi gibberish, but hear me out, yeah? Some of these algorithms are actually patented, which makes them as real as you and I. As for the robots, I'm not talking about some repurposed T1000s here, but a Roomba-like machine which increase efficiency by up to 20%. However, none of these innovative ideas solve my beef with the delivery system. First of all, I think delivery men use my packages as some sort of weapon in a secret delivery fight club. My boxes look like they have been stood on, shaken, eaten, and just about everything you can imagine. Then they pass by your house with the subtlety of a ninja, so you could have your ears stuck to the door and you would still not hear them. And then that's when the worst thing happens. You miss your delivery. This means you have to go out, head to the Royal Mail storehouse or whatever, which is usually located in the middle of nowhere, I might add, and collect your parcel yourself. Which would be fine, right? But these blighters are never open. Come on, Royal Mail, get your stuff together. If not, people will start getting the wrong idea. All of this would be solved by Amazon's boldest innovation. Frickin' drones. Seriously though, how cool is that? Alright, picture this. I'm in bed, in my underwear, munching through my 5th Cadbury chocolate bar of the day. Suddenly I get the urge to buy a book, so I head over to Amazon, use their improved search engine, and find the book I want and get it delivered in 30 minutes. 30 minutes! That's fantastic! That's faster than my Domino's pizza delivery, and my mate Regarve is pretty damn quick. Sure, there might be some security problems, and a new sport might emerge from it, but that's some efficient stuff going on. So what would Ansoff tell Amazon if it wanted to take over the world? Number 1, a cocktail of consolidation and expansion. This can be done by conning the markets into buying an existing product with a new name. Pretty sneaky, but effective. Number 2, give more power to the people by improving the Amazon marketplace and serving as the middleman. This would allow me to get my more unconventional items more easily. Number 3, us millennials like internet-based stuff, so storing data for me and big companies might be a pretty cool idea. So how should Barnes & Noble defend itself? Well, I have 3 words for you. Ditch the Nook. You can't make people like your product without it being significantly better than Amazon's Kindle. Also, you need to signal to your customers that you aren't just another online book retailer. You need to communicate that you stand apart and above from your competition. You have the brand rep and the history. Don't squander it. Finally, you need to innovate. You need to be disruptive. You need to be radical. Think of new ways to make reading interesting for kids and the Y generation, and maybe you will not only survive, but conquer the next 20 years. Well, it seems like my job here is done. Hopefully you losers learned something. If not, I hope you had a pleasant nap.